Welcome back, everyone, to the Legal Blend podcast. I'm actually very excited today for two reasons. One, we have two special guests, not just one, two special guests with history behind each one. And I actually am a little embarrassed to admit that I have shot at other coffee shops, but have not been true to my roots and started with Hudson County. And today we are in Hudson County. We are at Roast and Cream on Bergen Line Ave, and I'm happy to be here. We'll talk a little bit with Robert afterwards about what makes this place so special, but he has been warm, welcoming, and opened his doors for us to film here today. So first guest I want to introduce is Sydney Millevoi. Sydney, a little bit about her. I actually coached her when she was in high school, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But most recently, you were on the...
I was on The Voice.
Team?
Legend.
There we go, John Legend. And then I thought it'd be a little bit interesting to have another perspective in the whole entertainment music industry. We have Yohaira Azcona.
Hello.
Who, Yohaira, I met in a case where we were adversaries, right? And Yohaira brings the unique perspective of an entertainment attorney.
Of course.
So Yohaira, I've seen you post, you've been to the Grammys, all that stuff, living the good life. We'll get into that a little bit. So I want to say thank you to both of them for joining us today. I think we're in for a treat. And we'll see different perspectives about this special episode on the music industry, entertainment, and what it takes, right? What it takes to be in it, what it takes to have these different trajectories in the industry. So I wanted to open up the conversation with, first, Sydney, how did you get on The Voice? How did that happen?
I loved the show from when I was in high school. Okay. And I said to myself, I'm going to get on this show. So I knew that no one was going to knock down my door for this. So I literally looked up who was casting The Voice, like what company is casting The Voice. And it gave me like a list of 30 people, and I DM'd all of them on Instagram, and only one of them got back to me.
Only 1 out of 30?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's all I needed, so yeah. I just knocked on a bunch of doors.
So Sydney, where are you from originally?
I'm from Secaucus.
Secaucus. So quick thing. Things that annoy me when people talk about our town, because I grew up there too. People say Secaucus. I don't know if you say that, Yohaira.
No, I say Secaucus.
Oh, thank you. So that's why I like Yohaira. Because it's Secaucus. For people out there, it's Secaucus, not Secaucus. But your team, John Legend.
Yep.
I saw the bit where you chose between Adam Levine and
John Legend.
John Legend. And how did you make that choice?
It was a hard decision, but ultimately it came down to John talking about my career after the show, because I thought that was really important. The fact that one of my mentors was looking beyond what I could do on the show was really important to me. So I went with John.
Wow. And Yohaira, have you ever seen in your trajectory, right, dealing with young artists in the music industry? Talk a little bit about that if you have any experience on that.
I have a lot of experience. So where do you want to start? I think to your point, it's always beneficial and important to have a plan after step A, which is where I see that a lot of young artists struggle. I mean, there are tons of different things, but I think that really understanding a game plan past point A and really educating yourself as to what you're signing, because usually by the time the first opportunity presents itself, you've already signed away a significant percentage of either royalties or pub or rights. So I actually want to ask you, I'm sorry, I know you're part of the conversation. The question isn't for you, but
I knew Yohaira was going to hijack that episode.
How was that process for you? Did they give you the opportunity to negotiate your contract? Was it like you have to sign it or you won't be on the show? What was that experience like?
I mean, going into it, I knew that I wouldn't have the right to negotiate, and I have a little bit of background on like reading contracts and legal and all that stuff. I went to college for music business, so it was a crash course in reading contracts and things like that. So I knew going into it that I wouldn't have the right to negotiate, so I really wanted to educate myself on what I was signing, and with my education and with my team too, I knew exactly what I was getting myself into and what I was signing away, and being comfortable with the fact that I was signing away things that maybe aren't ideal, but for the greater good, I'm okay for that for right now.
So I really have two powerful women, right, on each side of me, right? So let's talk about your trajectory at Yohaira. How did you get into the entertainment business? Because I get that a lot, right? how does one get into the music industry, entertainment business?
I always knew I wanted to be a lawyer, and I always knew I wanted to, pursue a higher form of education. That was a non-negotiable for me. It just came down to where. And in law school is where I really learned about the entertainment space. The law school I chose was supposed to specialize in that area, but they didn't. So it really was up to me to find out what it actually means in application and how you break through. So for me, a lot of free work, a lot of internships. I mean, I had 2, 3 internships at a time. A lot of, doing random favors for random people, and just earning my stripes and putting myself in a position where, it was my name on the list. And, I can get you a meeting at, whatever label. And it took a lot of building these relationships, and exposing myself to really understand that this area existed. So kind of like you, I started emailing people, like random people. I never had social media prior to like very recently. So I didn't really like have that tool. So I went on LinkedIn and I emailed people. I emailed them over and over and over again. And it didn't matter if you were in television, sports, music. And one person is always going to respond. And it's about making it that one person's, making it worth their while with that initial meeting. And then guess what? They opened their book of contacts to you. And I met with one attorney at Sony. He's no longer been there. It's been a long time, friends. So don't worry about it. No confidentiality issues. But I went to Sony and he said, no, I like you. And I said, okay, can you give me the 3 best music attorneys you're working with right now? And he wrote them down, and I either interned or worked directly for every single attorney in that, like on that list in some capacity. Wow. So it's like looking for the information, obtaining it, but then acting on it immediately, right?
No, it makes sense. So kind of similar reaching out by both of you, right? Yeah. Both of you. I have to admit, Sydney, that I have to tell them. So when I coached Sydney and we'd go to games, Yohaira, I was the coach for the girls soccer team in Seahawks for a few years. I would hear this voice sing in the back of the bus. And we're talking about Sydney, if I may. She was not the Sydney that you guys know. She was a little bit shyer, and I would just hear this voice singing. And not because she's here, but I was like, that's a good voice, right? So to see her on The Voice is just crazy, right? But I have to admit, I'm a big fan of the song Morning Coffee. Can you tell me a little bit about the origin of that song?
Yeah, so I went to Rider University for a year to do musical theater, but I was writing and I knew I wanted to be like a pop singer for my entire life. So during that year, I would go to class and then spend all night writing and recording my demos. So Morning Coffee was born through that. So that was one of the first songs that I ever wrote for my first project, Everything I Couldn't Say. And it was just a feel-good situation. I was not really doing well mentally during that time, so I just needed to like have an outlet to feel better. And that kind of changed the course of my writing, because now that's all I do. When I need to say something or get something off my chest, that's immediately where I go to.
Gotcha. And Yohaira, the guy behind the camera, he always tells me, right? What are the top 3 things you would advise someone like Sydney, like the mistakes to avoid or the things to look out for, even if it's one thing?
A lot of people hate me because of this. Trial periods.
Trial periods?
Yes. If there is someone that wants to manage you, induce and talk about a trial period, because people are interested in you and want you to sign before they yield any results. They sell you the moon, the stars, everything, but then months come, nothing happened, but they want to collect. So I always tell my client, if you're working with a production company or with a manager or someone who's serious, say, hey, can we see how this works out? Something informal, 60 days, 90 days? Because if you're serious about it and you're confident in the opportunities that you're going to be able to procure, then this should not really be a stressful thing for you, right? So trial periods are something that are not discussed enough. And it's not something that's standard or that's popular, I'll be honest, but I've been able to swing it for a lot of my clients because they're ballsy enough to ask. Can I say that word? They're bold enough to ask. When you're bold enough to ask, you'd be surprised at what people are willing to say yes to. So one is, don't hesitate to ask for a trial period if you think it's applicable. Second, a lawyer. Absolutely. And before you sign anything, I can't stress enough how important it is. Because usually by the time, again, that the bigger opportunity presents itself, you're already in some contractual obligation. So it's important to understand what that is so that you don't breach anything, but most importantly, so that you can move forward with confidence, with clarity on what you can actually engage in. So get a lawyer, ask for trial periods. And I guess my third biggest piece of advice is get a manager. Wow.
You're gonna say get a man. That was
No, we don't need those, even though I love mine. But
Good disclaimer. Good
in case he's
disclaimer.
watching, get a manager. Wow, your team makes or breaks what happens next. And for me, as the attorney, I become their confidant. They then their friend, and they want me to be their stylist. And I can't do everything. And I've had people who are not that talented, but have an amazing team, have an amazing trajectory. And then I have people who are extremely talented, but cannot get a team, and I can't get them a deal. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like those three things. Ask for the trial period. Please get yourself a lawyer so that you understand what's going on. And then the last one, I forgot what it was.
Team.
The team. Your manager, your team.
So, talk to me about each of you, right? I'll start with Yohaira. Being a female in the industry. Tell me about that. Yeah, I know, right? But I think it's a big question because people don't know what you go through behind the scenes. People don't know what you go through behind the scenes. Meetings you walk into, auditions you walk into. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's disheartening to say the least. I'm also going to be very honest and say I don't really have a lot of issues because I'm very me and very straightforward. You've seen me on the other side.
I've seen the other side, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very business. I'm very straight to it. Even if it's a networking discussion, I create some sort of agenda and boundaries. So, for example, I'm artists. They want me to come to the studio at 2, 3 in the morning. Who are you with? What's going on? Et cetera, et cetera. I might come. I might not come. I might bring a friend. I know how to read the room, but initially I'm all business all the time, and I think that it scares people a little bit. So I don't have to do like a lot of the heavy lifting. But I will.
I don't doubt it.
Just
I
is
don't
what it
doubt
is.
And Sydney, how about you? Like auditions, talk about how you feel as a female in the industry.
I mean, there's any room that I step into, a guard is always up. You're never gonna get the real me when I walk into a space like that, just in terms of self-preservation and protection. So for The Voice specifically, I remember I was there to play game. Like, I'm not here to be your friend. And that's just what it is. And it led to me going really, really far in the competition. Because of that.
Semifinals. Wow.
Like, I remember right before those doors opened, before I walked in, I completely switched into competition mode. I was like, no one speak to me right now. Like, I'm sorry, I'll be nice to you in a minute, but I have to go do my job.
No, 100%. And tell me a little bit about in each of your careers, right? What do you want to be known for? You in music, and as far as being an artist, and you, Yohaira, in your career as an entertainment lawyer, right? What do you guys want to be known for? What's going to be your legacy, or when they say your names, what does that mean?
For me, the reason I started singing in the first place was to share space in a community, because music is very healing. It's very connecting. And when someone is going through something in their life, I want them to be able to turn on my music and just escape for a little bit. So really reaching out a hand and helping people at the end of the day, like, that's really what I want to be known for, is just safety and healing.
Well, okay. What about you, Yohaira?
For me, it would probably be maximizing every single opportunity that's presented to me. Whether it's maximizing it for my client, whether it's maximizing it for the label. But in such a nasty industry, I take pride in good business. Mm-hmm. Even if I have to hurt you with the truth, I'd rather be respected and tolerated for saying what you don't want to hear, but you'll, like, I'll tell you a joke, I'll never tell you a lie, literally, you know? And it's just something that I take pride in because I'm not in the office or in the corporate rooms all the time. I'm backstage. I go to talent shows. I attend the billboards and the Grammys and conferences and all of these different things. And I'm not hard to find. And I want my reputation to precede me and to speak before I enter into a room, especially as a woman, especially as a Latina woman, and especially as a young attorney. So for me, I want to maximize the opportunity for everyone involved, whether it's through compromise, whether it's through conversation, litigation, whatever it is. Let's make this the best that we can.
Talk to me about, these amazing things, right, coming out, right? So talk to me about a mistake that you learned from. A mistake that you learned from in your careers where maybe it was something early on, maybe something recent, and how you got through it.
I think for me, especially early on in my career, was overextending myself, going well beyond the scope of a lawyer. Despite the way I present myself, I'm actually very nice, and I become very invested in my clients. I mean, think about it. Sometimes when my clients come to me, they don't even have a bank account, and they go from not having a bank account to I'm the first person that is ever going to get them a check, and it's a 6-figure check, and they're at the bank asking me, how do I open a bank account? Or can I borrow your shoes for my show tonight? It's very much.
Wait, did you let them borrow them?
I do it all the time. Okay. You'd be surprised how many artists and celebrities are walking around with my clothes on. But anyway, yeah, I do it all the time. And the way that I've cured that, well, the reality is I've gotten so busy, I can't be as present even if I wanted to. But I just create boundaries. And sometimes I say, hey, with a heavy heart, it's, for example, I have a lot of artists that could always call my cell phone. Good luck getting me on the phone, even when you called me,
That is very true. I called her and both of them were yes, which was crazy. We put this together in 3 days.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. Thank you both.
So it's just creating boundaries to create a sense of balance and of normalcy in my life.
Yeah. And how about you, Sydney?
I'm still very early on in my career, but there have been many mistakes. But for me, it's wanting to do it so bad that I say yes or have said yes to things that I shouldn't have, just in pursuit of I want to do this so bad. And I'm so lucky and blessed to have a family that will say no to me if they don't think it's right. Like I was in a situation with a company a while ago and they wanted to sign my entire life away and I had no idea what that meant. And I just wanted to do it. I was like, oh my God, I get to write my music, I get to have my music produced. And my family, thank God, was like, if you're not signing this. Yeah. Have autonomy over your work, yourself. So yeah, not looking at something and really understanding what it means to sign something like that.
And you spoke about, both of you, about, your careers, how tough you are, early on mistakes. How do you balance work and life, right? Because I can imagine sometimes it gets hard, whether you're writing music and you're busy with doing things, auditions, whatever it is, right? And meetings, and do personal relationships suffer? Do personal relationships take a back burner, go in the back burner? Talk a little bit about that.
I've recreated and am recreating a life where everything around me is aligned with where I'm going and who I am, right? So I've shredded a lot of friends. Please. See, it is not difficult for me to let go of something because every time I have, I've been better off.
Are you an Aquarius? I'm sorry.
So no, Scorpio.
Oh.
I'm an Aquarius.
You're an Aquarius. Oh, there we go. There we go.
So I'm just at a point in my life where I've had enough experience that I don't question it as much because it's been just always such a good decision for me. But I'm just creating a life where everything around me is reflective of who I am, what I do, and where I'm going. And what do I mean by that? Your network is your net worth. Yeah. All of my friends, it's really by mistake, but all of my friends are lawyers, executives. I mean, first generation Americans, people growing up in inner cities, really getting it from the mud and the dirt, as we say. And it's just like healthy habits. We all drink water and go to the gym, and we know what it's like to be without, and now that we have a little something, we're like, we're never going back. So yeah, I'm just very intentional and very mindful of the life I live, the habits I create, the people and conversations I even consume.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, no, I completely 100% agree with that. Sydney, how about you?
I completely agree with that because I'm a very big believer in everything that is for me will never pass me by. So as of recently, I've just been like, okay, get out of the way then. Like, you're standing in the way. So.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are afraid to let go of people or things because they think that they'll be the bad person but you don't realize that it's dragging you down.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you talked about it before. I say yes a lot, right? Sometimes the no is so valuable, even if you say it once, right? You avoid a lot of mistakes or a lot of heartbreak. So let's talk a little bit about some fun topics. So, Yohaira, you both have kind of like a story how we met, right? So Yohaira first. Anything that you want to say about our meeting with that court case where we met and we're actually adversaries. So anything you want to fill them in? I'll let you guys not roast me, but.
No, I mean, we were on opposite ends. I rarely ever have an adversary that looks like me. Well, you're not this pretty.
I was about to say, I don't know if that's a compliment. I think it's a compliment.
Yeah, well, yes, it is a compliment. But you're Latino. You know what I'm saying? And also rarely, when I walk into courtrooms and I walk into corporate rooms, people do not know how to approach me. They don't know if they should be super professional and even borderline mean in order to exert any experience or power that they have over me because they perceive me to be young and, like weak, I guess, or whatever. Or they like want to become my best friends. And it's like, neither approach is going to work. And with you, from the moment we met, you looked like me, and you were very resolution oriented. You got right to it. You came up to me, we spoke, we resolved the matter. It was a matter of minutes. But then once we put that to the side, you and I also had a conversation. I don't remember that.
I do.
About what our interests are and what we do, and that connection, that moment, those minutes, that was years ago. Yeah. And even though I never really knew you as well as I know you now, at that point, any room that I was in that your name was mentioned, I spoke with you, I spoke about you in high regard. And that's when our other mutual friend connected us and we became, and you had the event in New York and I brought other attorneys to support you. So it's just like, your approach to me has created a bond that, like I said, any room that I'm in.
I appreciate that.
You know
I
what it is,
appreciate that.
Kaefer.
I walked into that courtroom. They told me that's the public defender. I looked over. I'm like, damn, she has a parasuit on, and she means business. So I was like, I'll put the best foot forward, and like you said, resolution oriented, but nothing but respect and the way you conducted yourself. I really appreciated that, and I admire that, right? Because I could tell when you walk into a room, your presence is felt, and you speak for your client, right? 100%, 100%. And Sydney, when I became your coach, I would make you wake up at 5 a.m., the whole team, 5 a.m. to practice in preseason. So I know you were talking to Jose, who's behind the camera. He was asking you about, what was it, Jose? My coaching style. Oh, if I was a good coach. Oh, tough coach.
Yeah.
Be careful what you say, Sydney.
Was he?
He was, but it shaped my discipline for what I'm doing now.
Really?
For real. Yeah,
Really?
100%.
The camera's...
I know. I'm not like,
I did not
truth,
pay her to say that.
Truth,
I did not pay her to say that.
I'm so serious. Like, it really set up my discipline. Like, if I didn't go through that, like, I would not be as disciplined. Like, Christina can attest to this. I am cutthroat in terms of, like, this needs to be done at this hour, and if you're not here now, I'm going to be, like, very disciplined in my work and all of it. And that is because I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day in the summer.
I would tell the girls that we would be able to see the sunrise together. So that was
That was your selling point?
That was my selling point. So let's talk about, and I appreciate those kind words, both of you. I think, Yohaira, what you said, right? Your network is your net worth. And I think that, again, surrounding yourself by people who are following their dreams, chasing them, not just following them, but working hard at it. Because I can tell both of you are working hard at it. You wouldn't be where you are if you didn't, if you weren't. So I appreciate that, because I truly believe if you surround yourself with people who work hard, who follow their dreams, then you're just gonna grow together, right? So definitely thank you for that. Now, what would you both tell your younger selves? What's one thing that you would look yourself in the eye, 8-year-old Yohaira, 9-year-old Sydney, what would you tell yourselves now, Yohaira?
Probably to make the same mistakes.
Wow.
I made a lot of them.
Wow.
I was very rough around the edges. My poor mom. It was bad. But it gave me so much grit and so much character. And it oftentimes made me the black sheep amongst everyone. Because it's like, you know, that kid or like that person who's not supposed to say what everyone is thinking? I've always been that person. And I've just also like fought people and things like that. But nevertheless, that's old me. Yeah, it was
physical? Okay.
Yeah, of course. Like
I will not mess with
we're
you.
not adding that part. Maybe do as you please. But there are a lot of things about my upbringing and about who I am that are not conventional for the position I am in. And oftentimes, people used it as a way to keep me out, to exclude me, to make me feel like I was less than. So it forced me to not only take the road less traveled, but to do it my way, as Frank Sinatra would say, and do it my way, I have, and do it my way, I will. And at this point, like she's already said, if you're not with us and you're in our way, you're gonna get ran over. And that's just what it is. But I had to go through all of that in order to be like, you know what, it's okay to be you in a space where no one else really is like you. And you'll find your tribe. And I have, but it took a lot of me dispelling what people thought I should think about me, if that makes sense. As a woman, as a lawyer, as a Latina, and as someone who sometimes doesn't code switch because, like, what are you gonna do? Can't get rid of me, I'm the lawyer on the case, like, that's my client. And that's what they actually love about me, So it's just like.
Wow, okay. There's a lot to unpack there, but wow.
You want the real question?
How about you, Sydney?
I would say nothing. I would say nothing for good reason, because I don't want to mess up anything that she has to go through, because I'm here and I need to be here. So I would say nothing at all, because I can't mess that path up for her.
Damn.
Wow, you guys are both like taking it back. Jose, this is deep. Yeah, wow.
That was so good.
You guys said the same thing but differently.
Wow.
This is why I brought them on the podcast. I had to.
That was good. You chose very well.
First I was like, why nothing? But no, I got it.
Like, really?
Yeah, wow. So I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions, because I kind of want to know a little bit more about what you like, what you don't like, so the viewers know as well. Feel free, guys, to follow them after this episode, because I promise you, these are two, as you already heard, amazing women that I know the sky's the limit for both of them, and I'm excited to see where they end up, right? So don't judge me on the questions, okay? But just shout it out. Ready?
Yes.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, and I am gonna judge.
NSYNC.
Backstreet Boys.
Ooh. Who, you said NSYNC?
Yeah.
Ah,
Bye.
Backstreet Boys, all the way. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay. That's why I like you both. Let's see. City or town life?
Town life.
I see her hesitation.
I was gonna say town. Well, I'm telling myself that I'm at a point in my life where I'm no longer doing ors, I'm doing ands, but I'll do the town life. Right?
Okay. This is
I
gonna be
like
a harder one, and I am gonna judge on this one too. Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Wow. I'm actually surprised by both of you.
I'm from Jersey. Like, we're north, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Biggie. What about you?
Tupac.
It's your age.
Oh.
You add like a fire emoji to that? Can we add a fire emoji to that? Wow. This one's a little bit more specific. Pick a song that would be your walkout song.
Ooh,
In life.
in life.
Well, I need to know this one because...
Oh, I know.
You go first? You know?
Remember the Time by Michael Jackson.
Ooh, that's a good one. You can't go wrong with that one. That's a very good
Really good one.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Yeah,
I think it's called Face Your Fears, perhaps, or something along those lines by Nipsey Hussle.
Can't say I listen to Nipsey.
This one, there's even like a legal reference in it and everything. I'll send you the song. You're
Like
missing
a
out.
citation or something? Or?
No, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but they make like some legal references in it.
Jose, we'll do a real ride, listen to it, and give my reaction. So,
It's not like legally based, but there's just some lines about like courts and judges and
she should just spit
smashing the gavel with a racist passion. It's really good.
Wow. I gotta listen to it then. I gotta listen to it. Lastly, before we wrap it up, message to people watching, right? Someone who wants to be an entertainment attorney, specifically talk to those young girls, right? Who might be coming from your background or similar background, who want to follow that trajectory and be that entertainment attorney that walks into rooms and their presence is felt. And Sydney, what would you tell young girls who are watching or thinking about, maybe I have stage fright, maybe this is not for me, maybe chasing my dreams is not worth it, right? Sydney, if you want to go first.
I hate to sound like cheesy, but never giving up is something that I feel like is looked over so much, but there is so much truth to it because especially as an artist, you're going to have people in your circle tell you, oh, get a real job. Don't listen to them. Do what you need to do. And then they'll start to see you for who you are when things start to come at you and the work that you've done. So continue to move the way that you know you can move and never, ever, ever give up.
Well, okay. Yohaira?
I would say start knocking on doors and exploring what you're interested in now, right? The internships, the free favors. And second, I think that this is something that's also often overlooked. Bring value to that person or that opportunity. You want to get into the law firm? Come sort my papers. Come do things that nobody else wants to do, but it's going to allow you to listen when I'm on the phone with a modeling agency or a television production company or the biggest label. There are other ways to pick up game without being directly involved. And I think that social media has sold a reality that skips all of these steps. And the fact that everyone at one point or another had to do things that they not want to do. I mean, nobody acknowledges the work that really goes into it, like the fact that, Diddy sent people to Brooklyn walking to go get a cheesecake. Yeah. Like, things like that really happen, where sometimes people want to test how committed you are. How is inconvenience going to deter you? Is a nasty attitude going to deter you? Is a sexual comment going to deter you? Now, I am not justifying any of those things, but they are the reality of this industry. And if you're going to come in this industry, you got to have a certain type of skin in order to move forward. So, pursue what it is that you're interested in early on, but again, bring some sort of value, and then also manage your own expectations so that you kind of know what to really anticipate in certain spaces, and that way you can kind of react accordingly.
No, definitely. From the bottom of my heart, this was the first episode we ever had 2 guests. I could talk to them for hours, right? Everything they said, I want to ask more questions, but I wish you both the best of luck in what you do. I have to plug Eyes on Me.
Yes.
Your new single, right, coming out. I gave
Go
a listen
stream
to
it.
it. Go stream it, Apple Music, Spotify. Definitely, I think an album's coming out, a new one too.
Yeah,
Yes.
with the same name, Eyes on Me, coming out very, very soon.
Definitely. And then Yohaira, please reach out to Yohaira if you have any questions about entertainment law, trademark, She will protect you, your assets, your interests, and as you heard, as she walks into a room, she'll advocate for you, most importantly, right? Thank you to both of you for taking the time and energy and having you both on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Of
for having me.
course.
Thank
you
you.
for having us.
Thank you.